I was always an innocent kid in school. I never skipped classes, I never bullied anyone, and I never cheated. The last 3 years leading up to my senior year of high school, I had failed a math final that was crucial in order to get my diploma. I would get amazing grades in the classes themselves, but fail the finals. My teacher would give us a lecture saying, it's always important to study the night before and get a good night's rest. I've tried that on several different occasions, and I still failed. And it was probably because of the intense amount of pressure and anxiety that went through my body. When the day of this final came around, however, I wasn't looking forward to it. I had studied the night before, but being as stressed out as I was, all the stuff that I studied for, all the knowledge that was in my head, disappeared. I didn't know what to do. My mind was just so blank. When the test started, the teacher handed it out, saying, no phones, no cheating, blah, 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 all this, that, and the third, and we began. My mind just started telling me, oh, you're gonna fail this. You might as well just get up and walk out of this class right now. Consider yourself a failure. Go to summer school. I didn't know how to handle this, and I wanted to just get up and walk out of the class and just say, I'll take the summer school, or I'll repeat the 12th grade, but my parents would have killed me for it. With only a half an hour left, and only 10 out of 50 questions answered, I felt defeated. While I was going to be on the verge of tears, I noticed something. The student in front of me had already finished his test, and he left it on the floor next to him. With only a half an hour left and this many answers, I had to take this risk. So I copied every one of his answers on that final. The bell rang, I just filled in the last answer too, dropped off the test, picked up my bag, and walked out. I got a call from my guidance counselor about 2 weeks later, and he told me that I passed my final. I was overjoyed to hear that. As soon as I got home that day, I told my mom and dad that I was going to be graduating on time. They were so proud of me. I was happy for passing, but that same night, I felt guilty because I cheated. On graduation day, as I was receiving my diploma, watching everybody stand up and cheer, all I could hear was a little voice in my head telling me, you don't deserve this. You don't deserve that diploma. Don't deserve the recognition you're getting right now. And my mind was right, but I couldn't say anything. So to all you seniors out there who are struggling with the same problem I'm having right now, or had, just know that cheating isn't the answer.
We want to thank the Great Courses Plus for sponsoring this service that gives you access to.
I've always been one of the only Jewish people in my town. I'm not super religious, my parents didn't force their religion on me, but I still believed in it. In elementary school, a lot of kids went to church, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone's allowed to have their own religion, but they didn't really see it that way. And a lot of them would overhear their parents, or they'd hear churches talking about how if you didn't worship their religion, you would go to hell. And I don't think anyone realizes that kids learn and they imitate what they see. So, of course, I'd be on the playground or doing whatever, and kids would come up to me and tell me that Jewish people were trying to take over the world, and that we were all super greedy money hogs, and that if we didn't worship their religion, we were all going to hell. And I wasn't the only person who faced hate. It was also Muslim kids. A lot of them were told that Muslims were terrorists, and that they still probably had contact with people who did 9/11. I used to actually go home and I would cry because I thought I was going to hell if I didn't go to church. I asked my parents to go to a Christian church before I even knew what that meant. That's not the way kids should be introduced to other religions. They should be introduced as religion can be a good thing. It can bring people together. And it was before I even knew what the cross stood for. I used to see people with them all the time and wondered what the T-shaped necklace meant, until one of my very, very close friends who went to church explained to me what it was. My parents had just said that some people believe in different things, and they have a right to believe. It's like ice cream. If you force your belief down my throat, I'm not going to want it, but some people like different types of ice cream or different types of belief, and that's okay. That doesn't make them a terrible person. But what does is telling other people that they're terrible just because they like a different ice cream flavor than you. I don't hate Christians or Catholics or anyone. I just wish that someone had told these kids not to repeat the things that they heard. anti-Semitic or Islamophobic people say. Like, before people even knew what the word Muslim meant, they knew the word terrorist. And before they even knew what the term Jewish meant, they just knew we were bad. I remember back in middle school when they told everyone about the Middle East, they had said Jesus was a Jew, and everyone gasped and was so shocked. To me, it made me realize how stupid everyone was being. Everyone was hating each other just because of religion. In high school, no one really gave me any problems. Except for one girl, but I didn't really care at that point. Anyone who judges somebody off of what they think is going to happen after we die isn't worth your time.